Hey, what's up, guys? Max Vangeli here, and today we are going to be learning how to use Splice the proper way. Because I know a lot of a lot of hate on the internet, obviously revolving around Splice, not because it's a bad tool, but mainly because it's so many samples are overused and recognized in the music today. And I think that there's a couple of things that you can do in order to avoid that problem and continue using this wonderful platform, which I love and I use for all my productions, and it's honestly fantastic. I still use a ton of libraries that I collect on my own, of course, but Splice is definitely a go-to for me as well. And I will show you sort of how I use it in order to avoid the problem of sounding too familiar and, having your tracks sound super boring. Because number one problem that I notice in the demos that we get at NoFace Records is producers just kind of slap a bunch of loops together and it sounds repetitive and not so interesting per se. So let's dive in. This is a new series that I'm launching, Daily Inspiration, for you guys, and hopefully will elevate your production to the next level. I'm going to try to do as many of these a week as I can. So let's dive right in. So the first thing that I'm going to do is obviously do a Splice bridge, which I started using recently. You can download this through Splice, which what it does basically, it connects Splice together and places it on the same BPM as your DAW. I'm using Ableton Live. So if I open Splice, for example, and if I have a track playing here, I put my main kick. So as you can see, it instantly sets the BPM to your DAW, so it makes it super easy. So the first thing that I like to do inside Splice when I get started is I set this on loop right here, this option over here. I'll explain in a minute. And then for the key, I usually work in minor. That's usually my go-to key. In this case, it really doesn't matter, but let's just set it to minor. Don't set the key in your region over here. That's not really necessary. But what we do is we're going to be setting it over here once we figure out what key it is, because it's going to automatically sort of pitch your records up or down. You have to play something in key, of course. Okay, so let's place it, let's say we're going to be working in F minor. The reason why I like this is because, look, it automatically pitches your loop samples either up or down, which instantly makes it different and more creative. So I don't have to even worry about them sounding at the original pitch, which is, exactly what I'm trying to avoid. So to get some inspiration, let's just go ahead and play this kick and then find something to get inspired, just to get the main groove going. So this one, set it to +2. So you got to remember to double click this, make sure that it's the right BPM, which it is, and we're just gonna go pitch at +2, kind of like what we originally heard in the Splice sample. Let's play it together. Okay, let's not stop there. Let's throw in, let's go and find another another loop that we like that works with this. +3. So let's open up another audio channel. Let's set it to +3 here. Okay, so let's work off of these for now. Let's stop. Let's listen to what we got here. So I really kind of like it as an offbeat here. All right, so let's take these. Let's say that they're gonna be playing off of with the kick. I'm just gonna take the hits themselves. I'm gonna completely get rid of this. So there is a snare in there, so I will probably get rid of that and then double this up over here. Okay, so we're gonna obviously do a quick EQ here to get rid of the low end, just to get the vibe going. Let's hear it with a kick. We're gonna go for like kind of like Afro tribal-ish type of a vibe, I guess, here. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and put a side chain here, quick Nicky Romero. All right, so it's just gonna be playing over here on the first 3. Let's just keep going here. I heard a vocal snippet here that I liked. No, I'm tripping. There was no vocal snippet. Let me see if it was something else I heard here. Okay. Yeah. -2. So we're gonna drop that. I kind of like that. Let's check the BPM. 132 -2. There's a thing that I like here that is kind of like, I just like that initial hit. Okay. All right, so let's just place it here somewhere for now. Let's listen to it with a groove. Okay, so there's a lot of low end here from what I can hear. So let's cut that. So I like these hits here. So I'm gonna go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Let's open up another channel just to see if we reuse this later. Okay, let me hear this with a kick. Okay. All right, so let's get this out. Let's put a little effects thing here on this one, just so it adds a little bit of characters. I love CLA guitar, amazing. Waves, cheers for this one. Yeah, I don't want the delay, just enough. So let's listen to this thing that we created here. Maybe take out this. All right, so we don't want to get too repetitive here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create that, take this off, and then see. All right, so let's add a shaker here. I'm gonna use my own shaker. It's starting to fill up into something that makes sense. Let's see, shaker. All right, let's try this. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go back to Splice again. Let's find something interesting. I want maybe some kind of a stab. Let's literally put in stab. Make sure that I like to put her on the loop again. And don't forget, like you see now, it changes the keys, right? So. Okay, so let's play it with the track, obviously. +5. Check the BPM, 125, +5. I'm just grabbing, you know, I'm not gonna get too technical with it. Let's see what I like here. I like this part. So let's just go ahead and literally take that part. I'm literally taking it here, and let's see where we could fit it. Just play around with it. So I'll put it back here. So let's put a CLA here so it creates a little bit of a excitement. There you go. All right, let's see. Let's see now. So like one final thing that I'll do, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but let's try a bass line now just for fun. All right, let's see what we can get. Let's see what sounds good. That's pretty sick. right, so that was pretty sick, right? That little bass line. And since it was playing in, what was it, +6? All right, so when you're playing in a certain key, you're already in a different, because most guys literally just use it in the same key, which is, you know, so let's do +6. I like that. Listen. I'm not sure about this. So basically, that essentially is, and even like with a vocal, like I'll give you an example. Like if you're gonna use a vocal, let's see what we could find. Just some random shit. Okay. -4. So there was a bit that I liked. Yeah, I like that part. So this bass hit is a little bit off, as you can hear, even though we haven't really truly established the key, but that second note is a bit funky. Yeah, there you go. So and with the vocal, you know, maybe, I don't know, do some kind of weird automations with it. Let's put a CLA again. I get creative with it, you know. There you go. So, maybe even reverse it. There you go. Good. Yeah, maybe not even, also like not as often, you know, don't create, like, spread things out, right? And I think that now this is giving you a foundation to go somewhere, because now you could probably get inspired and create keys from it, you know, maybe create some chords, because now you sort of established the key, even though you initially established your key of F minor just to kind of be in a weird spot with your drums. Not all of them are in key. Like these ones are still in key, obviously, some of these heavy drums, but you get the point. Is basically it puts you in a different dimension of the key, and it creates a whole different vibe, and that is the most important thing when it comes to Splice. Just don't just throw a bunch of loops in it. And if you want to use bongos, don't use like the full bongo loops. Put a loop in there and find a hit, just like pop, like, you know, I can give you an example. Just take some bongos. Let's see. Take a loop. Let's say I like this one here. take a hit. Let's listen. Okay, first of all, what do we hear? -4. I would even put it deeper. Right, so see. There you go. That's all you got to do. Stay creative, you know, mess around, chop things up, and be more productive with your sampling, whatever you're using, and don't over abuse loops. Hope this helps. Daily Inspirations Part 1. We'll see you guys next time.